Okay, I've just got all of my parts ordered. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get these parts until Thursday. The issue, I could have them overnighted. The issue is I need a new feeder house chain, and because of the weight of that, the overnight charge is just, it's going to be horrendous, and I couldn't justify it. I couldn't justify it. So all of this stuff will go on the regular stock order, so hopefully it'll all be here Thursday. They did not have the feeder house chain or the shaft. That's the main part that I need. Those were not in stock. They have to get them from Deere. The other items they had in stock, or they could get from another location that they've got. So unfortunately, it looks like Thursday before we get in the field, but there's not much I can do today. We have a court case. This is Monday morning, October 24th. My daughter and I have to go to court this afternoon. We had a theft in the store. I guess it was back in June. We had two guys come in. I don't know if I mentioned this on the channel previously. Two guys come into the store, stole at least what we can prove a little more than $150 worth of product. They could have gotten more, but our video camera system, that's all we could prove for them. So we did report this to the police. Come to find out, they had been to another local business just before they came to us. They got that business for over $1,000 worth of product. Unfortunately, we couldn't get our cases combined together to go into the court. I think that $1,000 theft case has already been prosecuted. We understand maybe one of these guys is in jail. That's just the rumor that we've heard. I've called the state's attorney's office this morning to see if the case is still on. So yes, it's still on. Both my daughter and I have been subpoenaed to show up in court today for that. I don't expect much to come of it, but what you have to move forward with these cases, just so your name is put out there that you are watching for theft and that people know that you are watching. A lot of times you don't get anything out of it. We're not going to get our money back because these guys are thugs and they have nothing to begin with. We don't have a real big problem with theft, and most of the time we can catch it immediately, and we approach the people and say, hey, look, either give us back the product before you walk out of the store if we can catch them then, or if it's after the fact, we'll just say, hey, don't come back in our store. We don't want you here anymore because we can't trust you. Yeah, and the interesting thing, as we were going back and watching the videotape, we didn't notice this at the time. One of the guys already had an ankle monitor on. So if you're already being monitored and watched and have an ankle bracelet on, why would you? Why would you continue to go in and steal? But that's a thief for you. They don't really care. It's all about the game. So that's my afternoon is tied up with that. So I won't get back up to the combine to finish pulling it apart. I didn't quite get that shaft out yesterday, but I still got one sprocket to slide off that was giving me a fit. I had to get a few more tools. So that'll be on tomorrow's agenda to get up there and do that. I didn't even ask prices on this. I'm guessing $2,000, maybe a little bit more than that, but it is what it is. That's what we got to do to keep it going. Oh my God, do you see that behind me? Blue sky? We haven't seen blue sky in a couple of days. This is about noon on Wednesday. So since Saturday evening, what was that, about 4 o'clock when I was getting the skid steer, and I think I pointed out in the last video, the clouds were rolling in. Sunday, we got rain, probably about a ½ an inch on Sunday. It was supposed to clear up and move out of here. No, Monday it was cloudy and drizzle. Tuesday it was cloudy and drizzle. This morning it was cloudy and drizzle. I think we've had fog a couple of mornings this week as well. Not only because of the combine being broken down, but because of the weather, we're at a standstill as well. So I talked to my welder about this project. I always like to get the experts in on certain things. And so I called the guy that I use for welding a lot of my stuff and told him the issue I've got here. So he's come up with a game plan. Now, we were going to start on this morning, but Because of the rain, we were just going to get wet. So he said, let's hold off until it stops raining. So I expect to hear from him in a bit now. So his game plan is, I think he said he wants to drill a small hole right through these threads and into the frame, and then put some coil in there. He's a believer in the coil to work through that rust on this bolt, because that bolt goes back in there a pretty good ways, probably 1.5 or 2 inches, so it could be a lot of rust in there. So he wants to drill this hole, put some coil in there, and then weld a nut onto here. He thinks he has enough room there to get a nut welded on there, and then put some heat around here, and then he thinks we can back this out of here. So I think that's the game plan, unless that changes. We've got some brake lines coming down here we're concerned about with the heat, but I'm going to remove these brackets to see if we can get these brake lines pulled away from here a little bit so we don't get too much heat on those. I'm going to get my blower out and blow some of this trash out of here, although it's a little bit damp now, so I'm not sure that it would really catch on fire. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get the blower and blow this stuff away, just in case there's any sparks that escape. Hopefully my parts get in here tomorrow morning, so I'll plan on going. I've got to actually go over to the Eastern Shore. I ordered parts over there. This dealer is usually pretty good about stocking some of these parts. They didn't have them all. That's why I'm still waiting on the order to come in. So hopefully I'll get those parts and get back over here in the afternoon and put this thing back together, and hopefully get my second pair of hands in here tomorrow evening to move all of this on. But what did I say earlier in the video? Don't make plans because they're made to be broken. So that's just what I'm thinking. It's not a plan, it's just what I'm thinking. All right, let me get the blower out and try to get rid of some of that dust that's in that machine. Great news, I just got a call from Ag Express Electronics. They were able to fix my circuit board. Apparently a capacitor had leaked on it and caused some corrosion on the board, so they replaced the capacitor, fixed it all up. So yes, they got it fixed, $280 I think, so I spent $100 to next day air it to me. I asked them to air it next day, air back to me, so I think I should have it tomorrow. Hopefully the same time the other parts for the combine come in. So that's $200 in shipping, $280 to fix, so $500, a little bit less than $500. So that's a whole lot better than the $1,900 for a new one. So hey, things are starting to look up. I just talked to the welder. He's on his way up here. He had to put the torches on his truck. He said he hasn't had to use torches on a mobile job in forever, so he had just taken them off of the truck, but I went down and helped him put those on. So he's on his way up. Hopefully we'll get this bolt out of here. Let's see how this goes. Okay.
Then I had to go back to get my shield.
Plan A didn't work.
And my glove.
See what he did there? He broke that drill bit off inside of there. I said no pressure, the camera's rolling.
Yeah, damn shame you can't show it to everybody. let me give you a show. It'd be a nice tire item.
Yes, it would be. All right, while he's welding
feel? Spongy?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Suck around this. But I had a damn good weld on it. I mean, she was completely
Uh-huh.
round.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch. But it's still flush with the housing. And I would hate like hell to have to drill that son of a bitch out piece by piece.
All right, well, that one, he got a good weld on there, but we wrung it right off. So I've got a smaller nut he's getting ready to weld on there. And then he's going to heat the side of that block with a torch to try to break everything loose. So we're on to plan C, I guess.
See that, fella? If you see green smoke, we couldn't save it.
At least with all the rain and the fog, we haven't had to worry about fire on the ground. Something's moving. Stop. Did it stop? Yeah.
I gotta reheat it.
Okay.
I tell you one thing, sir. Them's are some fine increments.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Now she stopped.
No, it stopped that time.
After we get through with your slide ball, you'll be able to play horseshoes with it.
Did you see that other bar on the trailer over there?
Yeah.
We had 6 feet out on it.
Nope,
I
she's seasoned.
I think she seized up. That bar's been through hell and back.
Well, she's away from the face of it.
Yeah.
See, you don't have a 3/4 ratchet with you.
I do. I've got it. You want me to get on that end while you heat and...
Well, I'll be getting the socket hot too, but you can sacrifice a socket.
We can
can't you?
sacrifice a socket, yeah. George Tennyson won't be happy. He tried to salvage it somehow. see that nut has come down off of that bolt.
Yeah. God damn. I don't know whether it's because of that drill bit or what. I'm sure that's got something to do with it, but try one more time.
Nope.
Is she shearing?
Yep.
Mother.
Yep.
Ah.
We got 2 turns on it. We did. It was going so well.
So.
Man, now I'm stepping down another size. Let me see what I have in the box. All right, we're gonna weld another bolt on. I've got one more here. You would kind of think this was a Monday when he pulled up here and was getting his torches set up, realized he didn't have any oxygen. Oxygen had run out. So I loaded the tank on my truck, went up to get oxygen while he's down here trying to drill through those threads so he can spray some Coral in there. That's when his drill bit broke off inside. So then we welded the first nut on. I'm the one that wrung that one off. I wasn't easy enough, I guess. Welded the second nut on there. And you saw we got probably a full turn backing it out, maybe 2 turns. And then now that one has come off. So we're welding a third nut on. We're trying to prevent going through and drilling that thing out, because that's going to be a pain to drill that. So let's weld another one on and just keep heating and repeating like we were doing. Show you more welding. You've already seen 2 of them welded on there, although I don't know if I'm going to put all of that in the video. Oh, we need this to come out. Fingers crossed. It's got to happen. Nut was going to ring again.
Probably is.
On that last turn.
Let me check a check on
There we go.
There we go.
Well, we got another half a turn out of it.
We keep looking at the same goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Shit.
I think I got one more nut. If you want to weld that and then let it cool, so tomorrow morning.
That might be the thing.
I think I got one more back here.
She breaks off flush with the damn thing every time.
Every time, right. Yep. Yep. Okay, as you saw, we have wrung off that third nut that we've put on there, so we're going to weld the fourth one. We're going to weld the fourth one on there now, not we, he. We're going to let this sit overnight and let everything cool down, and then we're hoping to come back tomorrow morning, spray some coil in there, and hopefully it'll just back right out of there. Otherwise, I think it's down to drilling it out, and no, don't want to do that. So this is going to be a tough video to edit to make it interesting. Don't know how much of this I'm going to put in there. Okay, I'm going to cut this off here. Haven't gotten word yet on my parts, but I don't think I'll get that word until tomorrow morning. So I'll probably meet him up here first, see if we can back that out, and then head over and pick up my parts. All right, it's after 5 o'clock. It's adult beverage time. I don't know if I'm going to say see you or not for this video, but just in case, I'll say see ya.